Seven, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
Welcome to Demetria Reads, where I have fun putting my voice to the written word to entertain you, inform you, and empower you. My name is Demetria Bridges, and I'm a Beantown girl who loves the power of her blueprint sound. And on this podcast, I narrate blogs, articles, poems, novel excerpts, anything that arrests my attention and moves me to pull out my vocal palette and start to paint. I'd love for you to subscribe, write a review, and of course, spread the word. Okay, let's get to today's inspiration. I remember waking up one night around 3 o'clock in the morning. I think I either was a teenager or maybe I was home from college, and I could hear my parents having a conversation in the bathroom. And my father was on the toilet, my mom was sitting on the side of the tub, and they're just having this long conversation about whatever. And my parents, they're from that generation of you don't waste water, so we don't believe in flush as you go. And I remember lying in bed thinking, ew, there's no way I would be sitting on the side of the tub while you need to do what you need to do. That conversation can wait, bruh. We can have, this talk afterwards. And so this article really deals with being human in a relationship. What happens as we sort of delve into these relationships with each other? Do we feel comfortable being human? Do we feel comfortable releasing, the gases and the noise and the sounds that we would have kept in? And how does that make us feel with our partner? So I hope you enjoy the story. And most importantly, I hope that after listening, you will feel more comfortable being human around the ones you love. The Truth About Farting in Front of Loved Ones, a Cautionary Tale by Benjamin Davis. I never farted in front of a woman I love until I contracted a perianal abscess. I was living in Russia with my brother and my girlfriend, Y. I didn't know it was a perianal abscess at first. I coughed while walking home from work and suddenly there it was. I thought I'd pulled something. Y knew something was wrong when I called out of work the next day. Are you sick? She asked. Yeah. What's wrong? Oh, She frowned. I couldn't bring myself to tell her. It seemed my fear of farting in front of her extended to talking about that dirty place where they come from. I blame my father. It's not that he told me not to fart or talk about butts in front of women. It is just that he never did, and so I must have learned it through osmosis. So I told Y, it's just a bad cold. And I coughed. The pressure grew hot and fast like a temper and started to hurt. I knew I should see a doctor, but I didn't speak Russian well enough. I turned to my brother for advice. Do you fart in front of your girlfriend? I asked him. Of course. In bed? Especially in bed. I frowned. He asked, wait, do you not fart in front of Y? I shrugged. Dude, you're 30. I'm 29, I protested. It's just that after you fart in front of someone, there is no mystery left, You think your farts are a mystery? Never mind. It's just weird. I can't do it. It's natural. You need to tell her, and you need to go to the doctor. He added the last bit as I coughed and then screamed as tension shot through my body, igniting the pain in my rump. I found Y on her computer in the bedroom and confessed. I crawled up into bed with her like a wounded puppy and looked out of the window. My butt hurts, I admitted. Oh? And I am sorry, but I feel like sometimes I need to fart. She looked at me like I'd imagined one looks upon an orphan wandering around the aftermath of a flood. I think you need a doctor. And so we went. Doctors have a policy in Russia about a patient's dignity in front of loved ones. That policy is, they don't give a fuck. Privacy curtains stood abandoned in the corner of rooms as day after day, doctor after doctor played the game of, I could have sworn I left my keys around here somewhere, inside my butt, in front of Y. I felt like someone afraid of heights, 3,000 feet in the air in an airplane made of glass. At one point, while one doctor had a glass tube pushed 5 inches deep inside of me, I turned to look at Y and thought, is this how you see me now? and I tried to turn my head to look up at the doctor for sympathy, but he cried, "Don't clinch!" They eventually sent me to a military hospital, put me up on a table, and sliced me open. It was excruciating. If an orgasm can make you see God, I was looking up the devil's nose. After it was all over, Y led me limping to the doctor's office. He spoke English better than most doctors I'd seen. He looked from Y to me. "Maybe you should wait outside," he told her. She gave me a warm smile and stood up. "No," I said. I took her hand. "She can stay. She knows everything now." The doctor gave us both a grim nod and said, "Well, with your condition, if you don't make some serious lifestyle changes, it could come back." I squirmed at the thought of reliving the last 2 weeks. "What do I need to do?" He gave me a stern look. "You need to stop holding in your farts." "What?" "Yes. Well, you see, your condition is very common in men in their late 20s who grew up in predominantly male households. I had sisters myself. Here, let me show you." The doctor turned a form over on his clipboard and began to draw. He held it up and showed us a picture of what looked like 2 cows waiting to cross either side of a busy road. He pointed as he spoke. "You see, when you hold it in, these 2 muscles clench, cutting blood off from the phalangia. And when that happens enough, this little guy here splits, which creates a cavity for a growth to form." Y looked at the chart and back at me. "Is there a way to help the smell?" she asked finally. "Diet," the doctor said. "Always diet. Maybe some candles." I tried to keep my face calm, but it was a struggle. "Stop that," the doctor said. "Stop what?" "You're holding it in." "I'm not." I turned to Y. She patted me on the shoulder. "It's okay, babe," she said. "I swear, I'm not. I'm just in pain." The doctor shrugged and turned to Y. He switched to Russian, but I understood enough. He said, "Give him lots of compliments. He's a fragile one." Y helped me get home. I laid in bed with an ice pack beneath me as Y laid beside me and read. I turned to her. "Am I still sexy?" She kissed me. "So sexy." I began to drift off, but before I did, I said, "You can fart in front of me now, too, you know." She gave me a disgusted look and said, "Don't be gross." I hope you enjoyed today's selection, and I hope to read to you again. I'll be reading a few times a week and would love to hear your thoughts. So leave your blueprint sound via a review, and I'll catch up with you next time on Demetria Reads.